You are listening to the Curator Podcast, Season 2, Episode 3. An interview with Tom from Jimmy Eat World. Tom, it's very nice to meet you. We're here in Glasgow. How are you doing today?
I'm doing good. How are you doing?
I'm very cold, and as of last night or this morning, slightly scared as well.
Why are you scared?
Well, I don't know what's going to happen, man. I think you guys did a bad thing. Maybe.
What did we do?
Oh man, you tell me.
Oh, the graffiti?
Not the band, your country.
Oh, yeah.
Did you do some graffiti? Is that something you want to tell me? Oh my God.
Oh, yeah, that's crazy. I didn't know what you were talking about. So, yeah, that's pretty crazy.
Yeah, scary.
Yeah, we weren't really expecting that, but...
it's done now.
Yeah, it's done now, and... yeah, we'll see what happens.
Gotta live with that shit.
But when Obama was elected, too, the same thing. People were freaking out and over there, but... so, I don't know. Hopefully it'll be okay.
So this podcast is about creativity and passion, and before we get into that whole big thing, I should say to you, I think Integrity Blues is awesome. Really, really like that record. It's probably my favourite one you've done since Futures, I think.
Oh, cool! Thank you.
We could talk a little bit about that in a minute, but we'll get into Tom. Let's talk about Tom. So, for when you, as a musician, when did it begin for you?
My parents own a music store in Mesa, Arizona, so I was into music really early on, like as a little kid. I think I started taking piano lessons when I was around maybe 7 years old, something like that. And then I started playing the saxophone, and I played the saxophone all throughout school and high school, junior high, all that stuff. So I started playing guitar. I think I was around 14 or 15 years old when I started guitar. That was kind of the last thing that I picked up. I took a class in high school. They offered like a guitar class, and that's where I kind of turned into a little tweaker and locked myself in my bedroom and played guitar all day. I was like one of those kids.
So was it about, when you started playing, was it about writing songs, or was it just about playing, just generally picking up an instrument and playing?
It was just pretty much just trying to play other people's songs, like, and I think back then it was like a lot of like metal and like Joe Satriani, like all this really weird stuff, like, but
Can you play Satriani?
Yeah.
That's incredible.
I mean, yeah, not all of it, you know, but yeah, just even Jim's the same. Like we didn't really know each other back then, but he kind of had the same thing, like same like metal stuff. I think when you first pick up a guitar, for a lot of kids, like that's what you start to learn. It's like the metal and kind of fast guitar rock.
There's something really immediate about metal, like when you're young, metal music just grabs you and just like takes you in.
Yeah, I think it's just maybe the aggressiveness of it or something like that. But yeah, it really does.
It's that kind of release, which you get with that kind of music. Is, I mean, I started off as a punk kid, and it was all about that for me. But then I got into metal, and at the time it was new metal, so it was like Linton and all that.
No way. Oh, that's cool.
It's not cool, really.
I mean, it's funny though. Yeah.
It's funny now. Yeah.
If you look, I think everybody has that. Like you can look. Yeah, you could look back at everyone's taste in music when they were, back in the day, and it's you could laugh. It's funny.
So Jimmy Eat World are decidedly not a metal band. So how did that happen?
I think by the time we started playing music, we were getting into more of like punk rock. And when we first started, we were listening to like bands like Propagandhi and NoFX and stuff that was close to the music that was coming out of like the West Coast where we lived. We all grew up in Arizona, so we were heavily influenced by like the California bands, because like LA, all that stuff's about like a 7-hour drive from where we live. So that's the stuff that we were getting a lot of.
Were you immediately drawn to be a singer as well at the start?
I don't know how that happened. Yeah, I think it was, I think no one else wanted to do it, and I was like, oh, I'll give it a try. You know, I've never done it before, and it's not gonna be pretty.
I mean, the first Jimmy Eat World song I heard was Blister, so like that's one of the reasons why I wanted to talk to you, because like that's how I first discovered the band. A friend of mine played it to me, and it was just, I think it was probably just after Bleed American came out, but like I wasn't really into, like I was into metal at that time.
Yeah.
And a friend of mine played Blister, and I was like, holy shit, what is that? I need to hear more of that. And
oh, that's cool.
That kind of got me into, I guess what the kids call emo, I suppose.
Yeah.
You know, that whole kind of vibe.
Yeah.
And I guess that whole era just resonated with me quite a lot, I suppose. And it's obviously why I'm still a fan. Now that I'm 30, it was like a good long time ago now, you know, and I'm still here. And it's just great to, I think it's really weird that, I guess you're a metal kid. Do you still listen to a lot of metal?
Not as much as I used to, but every once in a while.
I think it's kind of weird how that leaves you, isn't it? Like that kind of, and you kind of get into something a bit different.
Yeah, but I mean, I'll still find myself on YouTube going and watching like the latest like metal stuff, and because it's crazy. Yeah, but it's still fun.
Yeah, I think metal is fun. Well, playing music is fun. All music is fun.
Yeah,
like, yeah. That's why we do it first and foremost. But you guys have been doing it for a long, long time, and I guess at some point it must have transitioned into just being what you are. Like you are a musician, and like that's your job. Do you remember when that happened?
When it started to feel like a job?
It's like. It's kind of what you do to make a living now, isn't it? It's kind of.
Oh yeah, yeah, but it's never really felt like a job. But I think the first time where I didn't have to go back and get a job, because like when we first started, even when we were signed to Capitol Records, we were still totally broke, and we were playing in front of no one when we'd play shows. So I would have to go play shows, you know, go on tour for whatever, a month, come home, call a temporary agency, call up and they're like, hey, do you have any jobs available today? And they'll hook you up with some crazy job. So I guess the first time that I didn't have to do that was when I was like, oh, I can, I don't have to worry about doing that. And that was probably around when Bleed American came out. Yeah.
How did that, can you remember what it felt like when you realised, holy shit, I don't got to go back and do some shitty job?
It felt really good, just, it's really hard to make a living at playing music. Some people that are definitely a lot better musicians than me are able, are still like doing that, where they're still working during the day and playing at night. So we just feel really lucky that we're able to do this.
So, I mean, you guys have just come back from a break, obviously, with the new records. The break was for a little while. How did it feel coming back out of, first of all, how did it feel going into that transition, like transitioning to almost like a year off?
It was good, we were so used to going on tour and then going straight into the studio, so I think we kind of needed a break, but it's the longest break that we've taken, and I think we all realized just how much we missed, being around each other and touring and playing shows together. So it was, when we got back together to write the record too, it was a good feeling,
And then you did come back, which you have done, and the new record is really good. And how are you feeling now? How are you feeling about the record compared to like past efforts?
We're feeling really good about it. People are still coming to watch us play, and it seems to be getting a good reaction from the older fans, and we're seeing new faces. So far, it's been good.
To me, it sounds like a darker record. Was that something that you went in thinking about, or was it just the way it kind of became? And musically, maybe not lyrically, but musically, it kind of feels a bit darker, I think, to me. Anyway.
I think it's a lot more positive than the last record. I know it definitely is lyrically, you know, but even musically compared to Damage,
Damage was a dark record as well.
Yeah, I think this one might be a little bit more upbeat.
It definitely feels more controlled, if that makes sense.
Yeah, but there are like some like the song like Integrity Blues, where it's like super, you know, where it's no guitars, you know, all like brass and violins, and we've never done a song like that, so I could see how you could say that it's like a little bit darker, and songs like Pass the Baby too, or
so I mean, it's kind of, it does sound a bit more like a record which has been kind of pushing you in new ways as musicians. Is that fair to say? Yeah, for sure. You know, one of the things we did is when we got back together is we just told ourselves, let's make a record that we've, you know, challenge ourselves and do something that we haven't done. And, you know, we got a producer that we've never worked with. So, yeah, we're really happy with how it turned out. I did read in other interviews as well, talking about how like the producer was there in the early stages of the songwriting process as well. What was that like compared to previous records?
I think the previous records, I think we were maybe a little bit more prepared, I would say. With this record, we would have like 12 or 14 songs, and we'd just go, here's our songs, give it to whoever the producer was, and then they would work from there. But with this record, we had, I don't know, I'd say about 30 demos, and Justin went through and he's like, all right, here are the songs that I think, you know, that are going to be, are the most interesting to me, you know, let's work on these. And so we picked whatever, I think it was 14 songs from those demos. And some of the demos were like from, I think the earliest one was from maybe 2006. So some of them were really old. So it was cool doing that, being able to go back and finish the songs, because some of them were just like little riffs, or just, you know, Jim singing a little chorus part. And so it was a lot of fun making this record.
Did it change? Did having the producer kind of pick the songs he wanted to work on, did that change the dynamic when it came to finishing the songs?
Yeah, it did. You know, I think it allowed everyone maybe have like more input. Like we've always had input with each other, but it was it's hard to explain, I guess. I guess maybe more input. Yeah.
I mean, I do think it sounds like it sounds great as well. That the production is very, it sounds a bit different to other records as well, which I really enjoyed. I wasn't expecting that when I heard it. You know, was that also something you were kind of going for? Like, kind of like, here's a new aspect of us.
We weren't really.
Just that guy.
It just kind of happened. Yeah, it's really weird. And Justin would just, or whoever, even Justin or someone in the band, would be like, oh, I hear this, and grab a keyboard. I think there's a lot more keyboards and synthesizers and stuff like that on this record than there have been on the past, and I think that has a lot to do with maybe, you know, Justin comes from that world, and his studio is just, I don't know if you've seen pictures of it online or whatever, but it's just like wall to wall, just all these keyboards, so it gives you a lot of time to sit and tweak out for a little bit.
Did you spend a lot more time in pre-production with this record because Justin was involved?
Pre-production, yeah, he was involved like really early on, and when we were in the studio too, I think that's the most time that we've spent in the studio. Let's see, I want to say we started like at the end of January, so we were in the studio for like 6 months. Wow, yeah, so, you know, we spent a lot of time, and we want to, you know, so.
Yeah. I presume you enjoyed all that time in the studio tinkering about and just kind of playing this thing.
Yeah, it was cool. We were able to, we did the pre-production in Arizona, and that was about a month, and then the rest of the time we went to California, and so we got out of Arizona, which was cool because, you know, I think in the past we've done records in Arizona, and we could kind of get distracted by the stuff that we have like going on there. So it's just nice to get away from everything and just concentrate on music the whole time.
That place influences you as well when you're creating music and when you're recording it. Like the place you're in can have I don't think a lot of people who are not musicians think it's probably bullshit, but it's not. But it does have a huge effect on the music you make.
Totally, it really does.
I mean, I guess with Justin being in M83 and having all those keyboards and stuff, I mean, it does open up possibilities, which I guess if you're looking to challenge yourself as a musician, then it's like this is a whole other world that we can now explore.
Yeah, and he was like, yeah, if you want to learn how to use the synthesizer, let me know. Like he's always showing us like different things, so like stuff that we don't have no idea. So we learned a lot from him. Yeah, he's a super cool guy.
Have you got any particular favourite moments on the record that you love also playing live?
Excuse me?
Have you got any favourite moments on the record that you also love playing live?
Probably the song that I like playing most live right now is Pass the Baby.
Yeah, the end of that is fucking
yeah, it's funny. Yeah. See, there we go. There's our metal kids coming out of us on that song. But yeah, that's just a fun one to play because it has just a slow build, and then to that ending is just it's fun.
How long have you been playing those songs? I guess you hadn't played those songs live before because you weren't. It wasn't like obviously some bands will play songs from the new record live and then they'll go and record them. But you guys were on a break, so it must have been good just to come out the gates with here's all these new songs.
Yeah, I mean that's pretty much what we did. We did one show in Arizona. It was just for friends and family. We just got like just a small club and just invited just friends and family and just played like the whole new record. And so that was like all the warm up that we really had, and that's not the same as like doing a real show. So what we did is we would just add slowly before the record. We did add like one song to the set. We were playing, I think, Get Right, and then we would slowly add in more songs. Yeah, and so now I think we're playing 6 songs live. And that's the most that we've done.
I'm looking forward to hearing them live.
Oh, cool.
It'll be interesting to hear.
Hopefully we don't.
You won't mess up.
We won't mess up or let you down.
That's the fun. That's the fun of it. You know, like, we all make mistakes when we're playing live, but it's like you just roll with the punches. You just kind of go with it, you know. You've been playing live for a long time as well. Like, I mean, you must be you're obviously quite well drilled now in the older songs. Yeah,
we still mess up all the time, like every night, you know. But
I might cut that bit out. Nobody like, no, they're perfect all the time. Even though it sounded like they messed up, they knew they were doing that. That was deliberate.
Yeah, but you know, that's what's fun about playing live is even when I watch bands, when I see them make mistakes, when you're in the band making mistakes, it's a real bummer because you're just, you know, you don't want to let the fans down and stuff. But when I watch bands, I mean, I remember seeing like Nirvana back when I was a kid and seeing like Kurt Cobain like totally screw up but loving it and being like, yeah, you know, it's cool seeing, you know, guys that you look up to, they're making mistakes too.
Do you still get the same buzz before you go on stage or when you're playing live as you? I see, as I get older, I kind of worry that may go away from me.
Yeah, like we're, you know, definitely, you know, I think, and especially when we have a new record, that helps a lot too, like playing new songs but even playing like, you know, people ask us about playing the middle and playing songs like that we do every night, but it's still, you know, just seeing the audience reaction is really cool for us.
Because like once you've written a song and it gets out there, it's no longer your song, really, is it?
I mean, it's still our song.
Is that different?
I mean, but it's, but that's what we want. We want people to, you know, listen to our music and come to our shows. I think for us, it's still the same. Yeah.
I'm glad to hear that because I worry that I may get to, I don't know, I may get like in our 10 years time, I might be like, oh, I can't be bored with this anymore. Why am I still doing this?
Yeah.
Which is worrying.
That too. Hopefully that never happens to us.
Well, you've had a good run so far, so why would it? You know, you're still having fun, which is the main thing. And as you talk about the new record, I can see you smiling. So there's obviously still a lot of love there for what you do.
For sure.
And do you ever think about it ever going away, or is it just like, oh no, this is always going to be what I was made to do?
I mean, I've never sat there and thought it'll
That's
go
fair.
away. So,
Yeah, that's fair. Why would you, really?
but
Until someone like me asks
but
you.
when you ask, yeah, like, but yeah, just hopefully it doesn't.
I'm looking. I really would like to also ask you about metal a little bit again, and say, would you ever go back to playing that?
Totally.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think about that sometimes.
So, like, what kind of stuff would it be like? What kind of metal would that be like?
It would be just death metal, I think.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah.
Entombed
Super
are actually
heavy.
playing here next week. Entombed.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
No way. You gonna go?
Yeah, well, it's actually Entombed AD, so it's kind of a different band.
Yeah.
But yeah, totally, man. Like,
Yeah.
a lot of the stuff, I also listen to a lot of crusty stuff, like Converge and like, All Pigs Must Die. That's the kind of more metal stuff that I'm into now. But there's something about it that's just, I didn't think as I got older, I thought it'd go away. Everyone always says, you'll grow out of that. No.
All my friends that are in their 40s, same still, like, going to metal shows, and yeah.
I'm looking forward to Tom's death metal band. Let's make that a thing. Let's do that. I've got. I mean, I've got a studio up the road. Do you want to go after the show and just have a jam?
Next time we gotta get prepared.
Yeah, got to learn some. Get your chops up, man. Get the fingers working properly.
Paler. I need to like not be in the sun, and
I can get you some makeup as well.
grow my hair out.
Well, Tom, it's been an absolute pleasure talking to you.
Oh, it was fun.
Thank you
Thanks
very
a lot.
much. Is there anything you want to say or anything you want to ask me before we wrap up?
I think just thanks for coming down and taking the time to interview me, and for listening to our record. Yeah, it means a lot to us.
Thank you for having a laugh and having
Yeah, it was fun. It was really
like,
fun.
I think a lot of times people go into interviews and they're always very like, the people that are like me are kind of like, well, it's got to be proper.
Like
it's got to be good and proper.
Yeah, it's good to be laughing and not being. Yeah, that's what I like.
Yeah. Tom, you're a legend. Thank you very much.
Well, thank you. Thanks a lot.
I got the same feeling interviewing Tom, much like I did when I interviewed Jim. As I said in that episode, Jim Eat World were a foundational band for me, both in terms of songwriting ability and just general overall good posy vibes when I was growing up. It was a total honour to speak to Tom, and hopefully at some point down the road I'll get to speak to the rest of the band. Jim Eat World's new album, Integrity Blues, is out now, and I really do recommend it. You should pick up a copy of that if you can. Thank you very much for listening to this episode. Please take a second to subscribe to this podcast if you haven't already. You can do that by hitting the subscribe button in whatever podcasting app that you're using. If you're already subscribed, I would really appreciate a review on iTunes. iTunes really likes those kinds of things, and I really want to get back into the iTunes charts, so if you can help me do that, I'd really appreciate it. Thank you very much for listening. Until next time, bye-bye.